So we're going to stay live, but I'm going to let Frank talk a little bit while I move this. And you were here the last time that Miss English was here.
Yes.
And folks, I'm going to talk loud so you can all hear me.
Yeah.
And I am blessed to have this young lady with us again.
Yes.
And like I said, I'm going to give you a little brief background. And if you didn't know, I was at a super awesome, amazing event.
Right.
July 25th.
Yes.
In Wilmington, Delaware.
Right.
Thank
And
you for that.
of course, I was blessed to be in the presence of some great people. And and I'm not saying great people because you saw my post, you know who some of the people were, you know who some of their significant others were. But that excluded looking for a word. These people were the most genuine that I have been around in a long time. And
what a compliment.
For them to be, for them to have the status as for societal status that they have, they welcomed me like I was part of the family.
Well, you are.
And I am part of the family, but I mean, just knowing Miss Gisette going in and talking to these ladies throughout that day,
that's great, man.
was great. And again, just a quick recap. It was a speed mentoring event for young ladies.
Right.
And when I heard, like I'm saying this all over again, I heard speed mentoring. The first thing you automatically think is the speed dating.
Right.
And while we were there, Ajay made the joke about it. Like, no, it's not dating. We don't want to see anybody passing any numbers or anything like that. Which was funny because, you know, society and everything else, when you hear speed something, that's the first thing people think of. But I think it was so great and unique because it gave every young lady there a moment to speak to every single mentor that was there. So they had a wealth of knowledge being presented to them, blessed upon them in this one day. And they are moving the event. It's a traveling event, I'm going to say.
Yes,
Traveling
it is.
event.
I want to go.
Yes, it is.
We are definitely waiting for it to come to Philly. But the next one is in DC. So, like I said earlier, like I mentioned in my post, folks, my friends are better than yours. You know, we're sitting here laughing about it, and I think we can laugh about it because we know. And like I said, if you go back to my page, SportsRap Radio Show, the group page, or you can go to Miss Gisette's page and look at the picture of all of us at the end of that night. And one of the things I wrote on that picture, and I think the most profound thing I wrote was the very first line. If you only knew how powerful this picture is. And I said that in a way that when we took that picture, and I'll just tell this funny story. There's some other people I know that were there, and they wanted to take a picture, and they asked me to take a picture of them. It was getting towards the end. And me, I'm just still in somewhat working mode. And this is how blessed and how genuine this young lady sitting with us is. She came over to me and she said, no, you have to get in this picture. We're getting ready to take a group picture. You need to be in this picture.
Absolutely.
And I said to her, I said, all right. She said, I'm going to snap this one real quick. She took my phone out of my hand and said, no, you're going to get in this picture now. So it wasn't like a mom's son or anything like that, authoritative thing. I never felt that way. I knew where she was going with it, and I felt I was just.
You're being humble.
I was very humble
and
at
I'm
that
like,
moment.
no, you belong in the picture with us.
Actually, I thought I was being humble for wanting to take the picture, and then I'm like, no, okay, I want to. But I was humbled even more when she said, no, you're getting in this picture. So I thank you for that, and I truly appreciate that. So we have you here, and like I've been announcing, I announced earlier, this is the debut of our recurring segment. Every second Monday, we're going to have a conversation with Speak English 5 Women Inside Professional
I'm for it, man. I'm for it.
Every second Monday. So, folks, you hear it now. Every second Monday.
Phone calls.
It's here. Phone calls. Do what you need to do. So we are here. The phone number to call in: 267-368-5328.
Don't be shy.
We will have some special guests, like I mentioned to you. And I didn't tell you the names on purpose.
Oh, you didn't?
I posted, no, I didn't tell anybody the names on purpose.
That's why I'm here. I'm glad.
And I wanted it that way because I know people are tuned in, and I know people have given me a lot of feedback, a lot of great positive feedback from this event when I talked about it prior, during, and after. But I am now want to give the floor to Miss English.
Well, I hope you plan to ask questions and interview our guests.
Yes.
It's a team effort, right?
We do. I do have some questions.
Okay, good.
That I want to ask, but tell the people a little bit more about the event and what's going to be going on down in DC. I see you got Miss Moss. Carolina.
Yeah, she's going to be our hostess for the next one. But first, I want to say thank you for this collaboration. My daughter and I are very excited about working with you and you hosting our segment up here in Philadelphia. We had a segment in Washington D.C. for a little while now. We wanted to come up here and see what Philly's talking about. So and then it's right up the street from Delaware, which is where we're from, as you know. So it's an honor for us to be a part of your radio show. So I want to thank you for that. First off,
you're very welcome. It's a pleasure having you.
And just so that you know, after our DC one, we do plan to come to Philadelphia after that, and then go to Atlanta. So we just have to figure out the logistics around coming to Philadelphia, and then but we do plan to come here next.
That's great.
So September 14th, which is a Saturday, from 11 until 2:30, we're going to have our speed mentoring solution at the Carolina Kitchen in Hyattsville, Maryland. Miss Dawn Moss is our host, and Dr. Lance London has offered his establishment for us to have our event. So we're excited about that, and we're honored about that.
Right.
And if nothing else, you know that we're going to have, like I posted, a down-home atmosphere, great food, and wonderful mentorship. So I'm going to call on my girls again, Women Inside Professional Sports, or WIPS, and get them to come and do the same thing in DC that we did in Delaware, at the 76ers Fieldhouse, which is mentor and pour into the young girls that we're going to have attend the event on September the 14th. We're going to have another panel discussion with men. We're pulling that group of men together now, but we're very excited about the prospects.
Okay, cool. That's great.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have our first caller. Heat 100 Radio caller. State your name and where you are calling from.
Hello, my name is Shar McNabb, affectionately known as Momma McNabb.
Hey, Mama.
Okay, hello.
Miss Gisette says hi.
Hey, Mama.
Hello.
Hello there,
Miss McNabb.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in. We're very excited to have you.
Yes, thank you for calling in.
Right.
So,
wow.
Miss McNabb, or as you just said,
Mom
McNabb.
Oh, Mom.
How are you doing on this great, wonderful Monday morning?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed to be alive, blessed to be here, and I'm honored to be speaking with you all today.
Oh, and we are honored to have you with us today.
I'm starstruck.
My partner's starstruck.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And that's only because he didn't make the event in July. So
wow.
That's neither here nor there. No, he was busy. He couldn't make it. But, we made it happen for SportsRap Radio. So you are here with us today. You're with Miss Gisette. How did you guys connect?
Well, we've been in the same kind of arena going around as far as she had family playing on the basketball court, and I had family playing on the football field. And so you kind of run into each other during certain events. So I did. She worked along with the wives of the basketball, and I worked with the mothers of the NFL. So we were kind of in the same circle there.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So what inspired you to link up and join in with the Women Inside Professional Sports as a mentor for the young ladies?
She called me last year, or maybe a couple years ago, when she was working on the book. And and
Okay.
book. And so I was able to do that. It was quick and kind of last minute, and I had to think about it, and then I thought, well, why not? And so I was glad that I did to add some kind of family, some kind of advice, some kind of words for her book. So that's how I initially hooked up with her.
So I apologize for that. I do hear. I appreciate you correcting me on that. And it was the book, which is also another great thing. And like you said, last minute, and you did it. So again, that just proves everything correct that I have already said about Miss English since the day that we met. Genuine, very, very polite, and open, if I will, as far as bringing you in. Like I was just mentioning on air, the little the little fun thing that we had at the event, and I said that the ladies and everybody welcomed me like I was family, and she immediately jumped in and said, no, you are family. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. So, Mom, another question for you. What was the feeling like when you had the idea or the thought that Donovan could make it, and what was the feeling like once you knew he made it?
It was an overwhelming feeling for me, and all the time, he went to Syracuse University and played, and we were just so proud of him during that time. But my goal at that point was for him to receive a college degree, and he was on scholarship. So that was the first. It was just blessings after blessings. So I didn't look forward to the fact that he was going in the NFL, because who does that? I didn't know anybody that did that. Although I knew Marvin Harrison, who went to Syracuse, and he had gone 4 years prior to Donovan going, and he went number 19, and that was the first time I had ever looked at a draft or even paid attention to a draft. I knew someone that was going in the draft. So as we continued on, and well, of course, dads, they always, they put that out there. He's going to go in the draft, and I'm like, really? I don't like to build myself up just to be let down. So I'm looking forward to the graduation. And so he graduated because they had asked about coming out early. I said, no, we don't get a scholarship, and not get a degree. That's just crazy. I think I was the voice of reason. But anyway, when he did get a chance to, and we had to go through all that, getting an agent and stuff like that, it was just still overwhelming to me. And for him to go like he did, and as we got invited to the draft, it was just pride. That's all I could do was crying. It was unbelievable to me as a mom.
So, Mom, I want to ask you a quick question. What were the core values that you feel you instilled into your son that helped him accomplish all that he has up to this point?
Well, one of the core values is integrity. And I think that as Donovan was coming up, we could always talk about anything that was going on. And I used to tell him and his older brother, Sean, who's 4.5 years older than him, when I had two boys, is do good and good will come to you. So that was an integrity that I think that they grew up with. I mean, he was solid. There was no reason for him not to sit down and tell you when he did wrong. He tells the truth. Donovan is a truthful person. I mean, if you catch him at something, he's going to tell you the truth. He's not going to lie, because that's not going to help at all. He also had respect, and he was very respectful of us as his parents. And I used to tell everybody, one good thing that I could say about my son is that he would listen.
Oh, great.
And that's all.
Very
important. My
important.
grandma was very important. Be a great listener.
And listen. And so, I mean, we tell him what we thought, and then it was up to him to move in that direction or not. So he had respect to listen. And he's a good sportsman too, whether you win or lose, you're still in the game.
Those are very, very important values to have.
We were proud of that. We were proud of that. So we had many core values that I can respectfully say that Donovan did attain to.
So Mama, we know that when you're affiliated with the professional sports world, that it opens up a lot of doors for other opportunities. So how has your family used this as a springboard for other projects, and what projects are you working on? Because we're trying to encourage athletes and their families to go beyond the sport and plan ahead. So in what ways have you and your family done exactly that?
Well, I've always leaned on God to help us. We always said that you cannot do anything alone in life, and Donovan understood that. So we were quite proud that we were able to do a few things while during his tenure in the NFL. My husband and myself served as presidents of the NFL Mothers Association and the NFL Dads Association.
Oh, amazing.
Which gave us an opportunity to market our organization to the NFL, and we were able to talk to them about it. So during their rookie symposium, we were able to go, they bring us in, and we get a chance to talk about the associations and encourage them to encourage their parents to join the association, because we considered ourselves veterans. And so we've been through the pitfalls, we've been through the things that they were about to embark upon. And so we were able to speak to the rookies. So that gave us a platform to speak to parents. And so we started the McNabb Consulting Network, Mr. and I. And I call him Mr. because that's what my daughter-in-law calls him.
I know.
We talk to,
we
still talk to the rookies. We have a luncheon in the draft every year, which is sponsored by Omni Group. And so we bring in financial people, we bring in agents, and we host this luncheon every draft. So it's given us the opportunity to become consultants in the sports world for parents to call us if there are any questions, anything they would like to know, or if they're just going through something to talk to. So that gave us that opportunity.
Well, once again, Mama McNabb, you always come through for me when I call on you. You have a plethora of knowledge and wealth to offer to our communities. I want to tell you thank you personally for calling in and being a mentor and advisor to so many of us. You have a ton of experience. Thank you so much for calling in, Mama McNabb, and I'm going to reach out to you a little later on today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Have a great day.
You too, Mama. Bye-bye.
We'll get her to call back.
Yeah, I told her 12:30, so she'll.
So we'll call back. So I'm going to give you the heads up now that we're here. We just spoke with Mama McNabb, who is still involved, although Donovan is retired. She's still involved with the NFL, with the rookies. And if you don't know, it is a huge, huge point for us as a community, because African American family still involved with the NFL, even though their son is not participating. Caller, good morning. C100 Radio. State your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello.
Oh, from the ATL.
ATL.
Yes.
And this might be.
I didn't hear you.
And you are.
I am Diva, Kalini Brown's mom.
The Diva coach.
See,
my girl.
See, it's a beautiful thing that I got Gisette in here, because Jeanette is giving away all y'all secrets. Okay. She's giving away all your secrets.
No, you know better than
good.
that, sis. You know better than
it's
that.
It's good. No, she's not. She's not. I'm just messing with you this morning. And how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed.
Blessed. So you have a young lady, a daughter, that is in the WNBA for the LA Sparks, Miss Kalini Brown.
Right.
And I'm sure, like we just heard from Mama McNabb, that is a magnificent feeling to have your child be as successful as your child is.
Right.
What would be some advice that you would have for a parent who has an aspiring athlete who wants to make it to that level?
Wow. First of all, I would have to make sure that they're serious. Because you have kids that work, but they don't want to do the work. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of
cool. So I'm going to ask you one of the same questions that Gisette asked Miss McNabb or Momma
McNabb.
What are some of the values that you instilled in Kalani as a child growing up?
Basically just to be your own person and stand in your own truth. And what I mean by that is with her dad playing 16 years of ball and me playing as well, just to have her own sense of self.
Right.
Know she is, know what she wants to do and lay, her own path. That, that's basically what I try to instill in her. She's not D Brown, she's not PJ Brown, she's Kalani Brown. And, she wants to actually have her own thing, her own sense of self, her own goals, her own aspirations of what she wants to become and what she wants to accomplish.
Her dad PJ played in the league for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually remember when she said that.
So when did you see that Kalani had the it factor, D?
Oh my God. This little girl has been different from the womb. I mean, I have a complicated pregnancy with her. As a toddler, she was always different than the other two kids. Because she's the third one. And basically, I don't think the it factor, I'm a hard buy on that. I would just say, basically, after her freshman year of high school, she lost in a championship game, and I saw those tears flowing, and just her determination of wanting to win, and how hard she worked that next, that summer to get back. So I'll say maybe her freshman year of that, because at first she had 2 left feet, and I took 2 left feet because the first 2 girls never sweated for anything. They were ballet, cheerleading. So we were looking for that sport, that force to come from somewhere. We were looking at each other like shrugging our shoulders, like, what in the world? We couldn't do 3-hour ballet recital. Where's the athlete?
Right.
So, I'll definitely say, she, that it factor came, going into her sophomore year. That I'll say that freshman year summer of high school is when I really just kind of saw a leak, a little light, like, she could be special if she really worked hard.
Now she's the one that followed in your footsteps, in your husband's footsteps as far as sports. And so was there any sibling rivalry? How were you able to keep peace between your kids? Sometimes, as you know, the athlete gets more attention than the other children. So did you have that issue? And if you didn't have the issue, how were you able to maintain balance so that there was no serious sibling rivalry or envy or jealousy between siblings? Because I know families that suffer through that.
Well, first of all, like I said, she had 2 older sisters. Well, none of them played. None of them wanted to play.
Okay.
So
that was easy. That was easy.
One was into art, the other one, just was a social life butterfly, period. And they're both now working in hospitals and medical.
Right.
So it wasn't any, pretty much rivalry as far as that, and which is very, very interesting, like you say, because it does become like a tug of war, full thing.
Right.
As far as that, but they've been Kalani's biggest fans, and even now, I have to keep them off blogs, I have to keep them off certain stuff, because they're, I'm just like, oh my God, can you not say that, because they're
right.
They're her biggest fans. Now we do have a son that's coming up to be going into his senior year, and he's the first 2 did nothing, the last 2 are sports oriented, and he just said it comes easy for Kalani because she's big. He says that all the time. I have to tell him, I'm woman power over here.
Right. Right.
But with that said, he would be the one who actually caught the brunt of maybe not as much attention because he is the baby, and I've been running with her probably 9 years.
Okay.
As far as like coaching her high school, coaching her AAU, that sort of thing, college games, that sort, all that travel. That's the knack. But let me tell you, he's been a good sport about that too, because he's just he likes it. If he likes to travel, he likes playing. So it's been pretty good for us.
I think that's a testament to your parenting, because that's hard to accomplish. Each child is confident in his own right. I think that's amazing, and that speaks to your skills as a mother, if you will. I think that's excellent. I think that's excellent.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. It is. You know, I juggle. You know, they're like, where are you going? Like, you know, hey, we just left LA. He was in Vegas playing AAU ball. We left Vegas going to LA to see a game. Kalani came back, and I'm off Wednesday again to Dallas, Texas, to basically see her play and just let her see my face because she hadn't been getting as much time. So, you know, it's been my life, basically.
And that's a segue.
Trying to make sure that they're grounded and that they know that they're supported.
That's a great segue into my next question for you. So with all of that, how do you take care of D? How do you follow your path and fortify yourself and accomplish your goals and dreams? You know, so you can inspire some other women out there that are going through the same things.
That has been the hardest part for me. Like I said, I give my all to this, and I've enjoyed doing it. I've been a stay-at-home mom, and then finally, you know, once PJ retired, I was able to go into coaching and love that, and, you know, have always just been a passion of mine. But I think God has a way of just slowing you down sometimes and saying, you know, hey, you got to take time for you.
Right.
And like I said, my last one is in his senior year, and I'm really, really looking forward to me-com.
Right.
Of just, you know, being able to breathe and smell the roses and just, hey, they'll all be out of the house, just going to see each and every one and that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, for years, basketball has been it.
Right.
You know,
I get it.
To watching it, to coaching it, to refereeing, it's just been everything out, you know, about ball for me. And I'm looking forward to something a little different.
Well, I'm proud of you, sis. Proud of everything you stand for and represent. You're a great mother. You're everybody that you're a friend to speaks so highly of you. You're a great friend, genuine, the same all the time. And I just want to thank you.
I appreciate that, and we've been friends for a minute.
I know, long time.
Hey, friendships are everything, especially when they're genuine.
Right.
And I just love what you guys are doing, and your platform that you're allowing females and wives and everybody else to, you know, speak to for anybody that we can help.
And thank you for your sponsorship for our last program for Females or Phenoms, because Dee was one of our sponsors. So thank you for that, sis.
Listen, I missed it. I heard everybody had a good time. I gotta get in somewhere because I was jealous. Everybody was like, man.
Oh, we coming to ATL.
That's right. It's coming.
We coming to ATL. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna reach out to you for that.
You know, I do hope to catch that somewhere along.
Well, we're coming to you. We're coming to ATL. I'm gonna let you know.
Okay. Well, you gotta definitely.
Okay, sis. Okay, thanks for calling in, sis. I'll be in touch. Have a great day.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. Caller number 2.
Getting
Folks,
popular.
it's getting popular, man. And you know, this is what we do
Just
here at
says you,
100
man.
Radio.
It's you.
It is
not me.
what we do, you know. And while I'm on air and I have Gisette here, I have to say this out loud. I have to say this. We have to stay in touch with Ms. Brown, because I have an affinity, if you will, for the WNBA, and I'm going to say a little bit of a passion for the women that play in the WNBA, and in my opinion, their mistreatment by the WNBA.
We need to do a whole show on that.
So seriously, I would love to, at some point down the line, be able to speak to Ms. Brown and get a hold of Kalani and get her in here or get her on the phone so we can talk about the WNBA. And I'm sure we can make that happen, but that's later on down the line. So, folks, you've already heard from Momma McNabb. You just heard from Miss Brown, Miss D. Brown, mother of Kalini Brown, member of the LA Sparks. And I've been telling you all for a while that you need to stick with us, because I am looking for bigger and better things from where we were last year.
That's right.
And it's coming to fruition.
We're growing.
You can see it right now, live on YouTube, with Miss Gisette sitting here. You saw the pictures from the event. You see me working with them, promoting the next event again, Hyattsville, Maryland, September the 14th. If you are in that DC area, you need to get to Eventbrite right now. Right now. Females are phenoms. Get your tickets. Get in the building.
Don't miss it, folks.
And again, it says females are phenoms. And it's by women inside professional sports. But guys, just like we mentioned for the one in Delaware, guys, if you have daughters, nieces, if you're a coach that coaches young ladies,
you gotta be there.
Or if you just have nieces, I'm sure a lot of us may not have daughters, but you have nieces, cousins, whatever. You need to be at this event.
Right.
We are going to take our next caller. Good morning, caller. You are on SportsRap Heat 100 Radio. State your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Oh,
wow.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Jay.
Hello.
And I remember you. So this is our first caller of the day, folks, who was actually at the event. And I remember you because I was at the event. And I just remember because people were, I had a little birdie in my ear pointing out who people were. So I remember you, but all good. All good.
I like
Yes, all good.
Hey, Janet.
Hello.
So can you just give us some background? Let us know how you're affiliated with pro sports, even though we know, but just let the people know.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh, can you just give us a quick background of how you're affiliated with pro sports? We already know, but let's let the listeners know from you.
Oh, okay. Apologies. Okay, so my name is Janet Stevens Cook. I'm affiliated with WIPS, Women in Professional Sports, SpeakEnglish5. But my son plays currently for the Lakers. His name is Quinn Cook, graduate of Duke,
Right.
Yes.
and,
Right.
Did the whole G League thing, which was wonderful. I feel like it was a wonderful experience, to be honest. At the time, I didn't, but looking back, I say, wow, that was a grind. You know, we have to continue to be on our grind at all times. And then he played for the Warriors, won a ring, and now he's in a new territory with LeBron and crew.
Lakers.
And Davis, and I believe this punch.
I'm a fan.
You are making my co-host very happy. Talking about the Lakers. He is a
That's
diehard Lakers fan.
another story. It ain't about me today. It's about
So Janet, do you feel like you created a pro athlete or you cultivated one?
That's a great question.
That is you know what, it's so funny because we just came off of yesterday, we came off of our fourth annual camp, and a basketball camp, and we had about 300 kids, young people attend, and some of them have talent, and some of them have heart, and some of them have both.
Right.
I feel like you can cultivate an athlete. I always look at, and I speak to Venus and Serena. I believe that Richard kind of cultivated them. They have the innate skill, but he kind of put them in position to have opportunities to play. He kind of drove them. Some may say a little too hard, but he drove them. And I think that I think you can definitely cultivate an athlete. But
I would agree.
But they have to have an innate love
Right.
for sport. Talent, I think you can. I think that with hard work, you can be good in a sport. But you have to have a love for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So what do you think was the hardest challenge that you and your family have faced along the way? And how were you able to overcome it?
Well, for those who know Quinn's story, we lost his dad, my husband. We were married for 24 years together since I was 17. We lost him unexpectedly when he was 14, a freshman at the McNabb. And that rocked our world. But for some odd reason, we just continued. We didn't feel sorry. We didn't get into a pity party. We didn't, go left. We went completely right. All three of us went completely right. We went hard. And that was a challenge because he was the kind of the captain of the ship, so to speak. In every way, shape, and form, he was the captain.
Good pick.
Loves poker, loves magic. It was very, very, so it's kind of weird. And the Lakers have done stories, have pushed stories out about when they have pictures of, you know, we gave them pictures of Quinn when, you know, he was like 8 and it was like he was surrounded by 5,000 jerseys. Like there's a picture where he just had, I think he had a Kobe jersey or an Andrew Bynum jersey.
Wow.
And this Ted was just a Lakers fan, and Quinn was a Lakers fan, but the hardest challenge was that just kind of going forward after his death, and it's unexpected. We didn't plan for it. So instead of going a strong step, we took a strong right.
Right.
Okay. And so, what do you think kept you and your family on the, you know, on the right path? And when I say right path, I'm not in judgment. I mean the right path as far as what you thought was the right path. What do you think kept you guys focused and going in the direction that you wanted to go in?
Well, it's funny that you asked that, Giselle. I think that we want to always make him proud. Like, I think everything we do, we want to kind of make him proud. We feel that he's looking down. Well, I know he's a part of us. God first, of course.
Right.
Because we are a godly family. But spiritual, not religious, you know, Bible's not very, but very, very, very spiritual. We know where our blessings flow from. But we want to always make God proud, and we want to make Ted proud, so we don't do too much wrong stuff. Because I feel like Ted's always looking.
He's still with
Ted's
you.
always there.
Right.
And you know, we always try to, you know, Kelsey in her life, my daughter, and things that she does, me, I always kind of like, it's always like there's a picture of him around. It's like my parents always there.
I know you had a golf tournament on Saturday in his honor.
But yeah, we always want to make him proud, so that's why we do what we do.
So I know you had a golf tournament on Saturday in his honor. How did that go?
That went very, very, very well. His frat, he wasn't a member of the Megaton Fund. He would have been turning 40 in the frat this year, and that's kind of what gave me the idea to do it. But it went very well. It was very hard. It was fun. The golfers had fun, and they raised money. So for the camp, basketball camp, we gave away 50+ scholarships.
Oh, great!
Wow,
that's great.
That's great.
Different, yeah.
Great.
And some of that money raised from the tournament went towards that. And we're going to do the tournament's going to be annual now. And
Oh,
so
great.
is that you have to come next year?
I will. I'm sorry I missed it. I will. Someone called me to help with their camp up here in Philly, so that's where I was. But I'm sorry. I will definitely be there next year, and you can put me to work. So
Yeah,
if
no, I want you to golf.
I'll golf, you know I'll golf. You know I'm down for whatever. I'm not afraid of nothing. You already know that. So I'll get myself ready. I already been taking lessons, so I'll get myself together to actually play for next year.
Right.
So I just have one more question. What advice would you give mothers that are going through it right now, as going through this journey that you and I have both been on for a long time? What advice, if you had any, to give to mothers, just like yourself?
Well, I have a lot of advice, but it's funny because one of the themes that Quinn kept talking about was just have fun. You know, he kept telling the parents, you know, just have fun. You know, you push them, you know, everyone's on, they think that, you know, this, that, and the third, but it's like, you know, have fun. Put education first, you know. It's funny because the DeMatha coach, Quinn went to DeMatha High School, which is a pretty prominent high school in the DMV.
Yep.
But I used to talk to Coach Jones. I've been talking to Coach Jones. Quinn was 7. And he always, I was like, oh, you know, he's so good. Because, you know, I was kind of, you know, back in the day, like, you know, when I say ignorant, like, you don't really know what you don't know until you know it.
Right.
I didn't know about the whole life of professional sports back when the kids were little. So I was like, oh, you know, Quinn is so good, Quinn is so good. And he always used to say, well, how is his grade? And I'll be like, why did I say about that? And I'm a common sense, right? But education is so important.
Right.
So what I tell parents is really focus on the books.
Okay.
Because the basketball will stop. I don't care what level you go to, the basketball will stop.
Mm-hmm.
Balancing, and then you have to have a
You gotta have a backup plan.
C. But if you do well in school, you even have more options when it comes to picking a college.
Right.
And picking a college is very important for the rest of your life.
Right.
So parents, if they fully invest in the young person's education, they can pick a college that will serve them for professional sports, perhaps, but for life.
I agree with you.
That's my
I totally agree with you. My son, who is a pro, he has a criminal justice degree, so he finished as well. So I totally understand what you're saying. It's very important to have, a plan ahead, after you're finished playing sports.
Right.
But thank you, sis, so much for calling in.
Thank you for
I'm
calling.
going to reach out to you later on today. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
All right. So,
rolling.
folks,
Rolling.
we had a plethora of important people called today. We got another important person sitting here with us.
Yeah, I'm starstruck over here. I'm starstruck.
She's going to be, she is definitely going to be humble, but that's because that's her nature.
We love you coming on.
But here, you are an important person here. Just like you welcomed me into your family, you are now family.
Oh, thank you so much.
Definitely.
SportsRap radio show and Heat100radio.com.
Yeah.
And again, I think a successful first segment.
This show is all that.
I am sorry for anyone who did not tune in.
Shame on you.
Did not get wind of this. No, I'm just kidding.
Shame
All
on
of this content will be up on social media later today. At worst, first thing tomorrow morning. But I'm going to definitely try and get it all up today.
I'm gonna watch it over and over again.
And I thank Miss English for coming in, taking
Thank
time
you
out of
for
her
having
busy
me.
schedule.
I just want to tell people to follow us at SpeakEnglish5 on Instagram. SpeakEnglish5.
Right.
And we're going to continue to give you updates and let you know what's going on when we come back to SportsRap Radio.
Yes, indeed. We will have updates all along up until then. And I will definitely keep you guys updated. I will keep reminding you, all of my followers down in the DMV. I will definitely keep posting and reminding you to get out on September the 14th.
Right.
And like I said, folks, if you have any thoughts on what it's going to be like, if you feel like you're hearing what it is and it's kind of throwing you off, don't be afraid.
Yeah. Don't
Come
second
in.
guess.
Right.
No, come in like busting the doors in for this event.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, like I said, I don't have daughters, but when it was brought to my attention, I have an affinity for the young ladies, because Miss Gisette is saying I'm probably sounding like a broken record. It's a small place in my heart for these young ladies, because there is never enough talk, there's never enough outlets for them. And with this young lady being from Wilmington, Delaware, having the connections that she has, which I think are super awesome.
Thank you.
Because everyone that I spoke with at the event that I was at, and one of the questions that was universal, what inspired you to be a part of this? A lot of similarities in the answers, but the biggest similarity I think I got was the simple fact that these are African American women who are giving back to our African American young ladies.
Very important.
Very, very powerful. Hence the reason I made that statement when I posted that picture. If you only knew how powerful this picture is.
Can I just shout out Miss Dawn Moss and Dr. Lance London at the Carolina Kitchen, who will be hosting our next Speed Mentorship Solution at the location in Hyattsville, Maryland. Miss Moss is going to set everything up great for us, and Dr. Lance London is going to make sure that we have great food and great atmosphere. So please come out to the Carolina Kitchen on September the 14th at 11 o'clock to get some mentorship. It is for everyone, not just for little girls, not just for women, it's for men, it's for everyone. So please come out and support our young girls.
Yes, indeed. You will learn something. You definitely will learn something.
That's life.
Even if you're not one of the young ladies being mentored, just the mingling, the contacts, you will definitely learn something. Again, folks, you know where to find me all over social media. You know where to find Frank. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, SpeakEnglish5. All one word, SpeakEnglish5. go follow so you can stay in tune with Females Are Phenoms. You can definitely stay in touch with the WIPS CEO, Gisette. Pleasure.
Thank you.
I look forward to our continued relationship.
Gotta shout out Ajay, my daughter, who couldn't be on. She'll be on the next segment.
See that?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I shout her out.
We gonna keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
Yes.
Man.
Shout out to Ajay, who also welcomed me.
Right.
When she just met me on the fly, actually.
Yeah.
And welcomed me in. So I am very appreciative. Like I said, I am blessed to have you all as part of the family.
Thank you.
With that being said, folks.
Wonderful show, man.
Wonderful show.
Getting better, man.
As always, be great on purpose.
I like that.
We love you all. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We got plenty more coming next week.
Yep.
And next month, the second installment of the WIPS Unscripted. We'll be here. We'll see you all. Enjoy your day, folks.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to give you permission. I saw you on Facebook. I wanted to put I said, let me ask you first.